tear up the yard?
Terraces, yes.
Huh?
Terraces.
What is that?
Like stair steps in the yard, but I'm gonna put like decayed wood right there so it can feed off that.
Oh.
And then that also soaks up water since it just runs away. Trying to use it to the slope to the benefit, get more growing surface area as well.
That's good.
The neighbors must think I'm the crazy lady tearing up the yard. Either way, I was lacking focus when I began this project. As you can see, I already had some like cedar trees down that I had transplanted from the area and a couple yucca plants. And I decided to make a terrace even further down. So, you know, a learned lesson, probably start with the skeletal structure and the blueprint so I can maintain focus and some sort of cohesive plan as to what's going on instead of all over the place. And I dug these out as trenches at the bottom of each terrace so I can place organic matter, and this organic matter I intend to feed the soil with. The earthworms can feed off of it. I was also going to throw some compost scraps in there, so, you know, even better for the earthworms. But just trying to serve I guess, or mimic nature to the best of my ability with the local resources available without having to buy anything, you know, additional. You know, we don't have the means to do that anyway, but, you know, just this requires some creative thinking and looking inside myself instead of getting frustrated when, you know, shit gets complicated. I have to tackle it head on and pretty much learn to work it out and, you know, realize that, you know, it's either going to be a huge obstacle or it's going to be a enlightening challenge, and I am choosing this to be an enlightening challenge. This is teaching me more and more about myself, that, you know, I need to have focus when it comes to the actions that I do and, you know, the goals I have, because most of the time I will do so many different things and have so many different ideas, and I start a little bit on everything, and then by the end of the day I feel like I did nothing, and I'm very upset with myself and like get down on myself for, you know, having this sense of like a lack of accomplishment. But really it's just a lack of focus and, you know, really exerting my drive with, you know, that pinpoint, you know, bullseye target where it's like, this is my goal, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to it. So my goal is sustainability. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to it. And, you know, that requires me to learn a lot about myself along the way to sustain this long-term project. And it's turning out to be quite an interesting journey, and, you know, I'm enjoying every minute of it. You know, just because it gets tough doesn't mean that, you know, it's time to quit. Is the bottommost edge of these terraces. It should have started here first, but I just didn't. Better learn next time. Here I am digging the trench to fill with organic matter. So this soil and these earthworms that I found quite abundantly throughout here have a place to dine on something other than clay and the minerals. So hopefully we can enrich the soil by adding some variety when it comes to the organic composition. I've got some horse manure from the neighbor, and I can use any grass clippings or whatever, leaves, just kind of compost some goodies in here for these earthworms that have been working hard. Now here is where I initially started the terrace, which I ultimately kind of need to do the same thing here, and dig that deep enough to add some organic matter for each terrace section to kind of feed off of at some point. And this is going downhill, so I curved these terraces upwards, hopefully so as this drains it'll possibly catch some of that water, because most of it runs downhill. We're on a mountain here, You see it's, yeah, well, I don't know if you can see how steep it is. This is the least, you know, this is the least sloped area that we're in right now, so it only continues to go down and decrease in size, or well, in angle, I suppose. So, but yeah, I gotta say, I am no longer in the mood to pick in my face. My hands are nice and worn out. My back is worn out, so I used my emotions, put my energy in motion, and I'm getting stuff done. I feel better when I do stuff like this. You know, ultimately, it's going to, you know, be the foundation for my self-sustaining, holistic healing recovery journey from anxiety and stress and anything else that modern day world afflicts us with, or we choose to allow so. But this is definitely a learning process. This is going to be my experiment, you know, my husband and I, but mostly me doing this. So stay tuned if you're interested.